Hey y'all, it's Ali from Little Hill Homestead. We recently had a friend who bought a bunch of red wine and didn't like the flavor of it. So, knowing that we like to create crazy stuff, they gifted it to us to come up with a recipe using this wine. It's not a bad wine, it's just not one that you want to sip and drink, and it's $3. So, there you go. So if you are someone who buys wine, and sometimes there's a bottle you don't love, this is the way you can use it without dumping it down the drain. So today I'm going to show you guys how to make wine vinegars. So this could be a white wine vinegar or a red wine vinegar. Either way, you're going to do the same thing. You need two ingredients. You need a bottle of wine and some raw vinegar. I'm going to be showing you guys an apple scrap vinegar recipe. We've done it a million times before, but I have never filmed the full thing, so I'm going to be showing you guys that one. For now, I just have some Bragg's apple cider vinegar, but I will have that recipe for the other one for you soon. So this one is a Cabernet. It's not bad if it's like the fourth bottle you drink that day. Tastes great. But for this recipe, you could use any cheap bottle. So this is, like I said, you can get $2 chuck from Trader Joe's, which I think now is not $2 anymore, but I think it's $3. This one's called Winking Owl. It is also in the $3 range. It's from Aldi. I got a cab because it has a little more potency, but you could use a Merlot. You can do the same thing with white wines. I don't know wines. Growing up in California, you would think we'd know about wines, but I don't like wine. I think it tastes like rotten fruit. I'll be honest with you. I'm not a fan. I don't like the dry, salty. I don't even know. I've tried it a million times. Not a fan. There you go. I do like, if I'm going to have a glass of wine, it's going to have to be Kool-Aid wine. Like the kinds like Moscatos or what are they called here? Muscadine wine, something that is so sweet it tastes like you're drinking Boone's Hill. That's my style. But there you go. So I have a big jar. This is a gallon jug. I got it from the thrift store. Anytime I go to thrift stores, I look for containers like this. I have a half gallon like this. It's got paint in it right now for some reason, so we're not using that one. We're going to use the Big Mama Jamba. Came with a lid. I don't need the lid for this one because you need air to get in here to cause the reaction, the oxidation that you need to happen to make red wine. So first off, we have a bottle of wine. We're going to dump that into said container. You can make a vat of this if you want in this jug that I picked. That's okay. If you want to save this bottle and put this back in it and relabel it, totally can. That's probably what I'm going to do. Just because you know me, I like to reuse packaging. Nothing wrong with a good glass bottle. There you go. The next thing you're going to need is just 1 cup of a raw vinegar. So if you have an apple scrap vinegar, this is apple cider vinegar, anything that has the mother in it, I shook it so you can't see it, but anything that's got that like funky floating stuff, that's where you want to be. Funky floating stuff. I know you guys are going to comment below on me saying weird stuff. So that just goes in here. So what we're using that for is basically anytime you make a vinegar, you need a mother or a starter vinegar to start the process like this. So my apple scrap vinegar, same thing. I use a glug of vinegar to get it going. Kind of like yogurt or sour cream, or there's lots of other things that you kind of need the initial oomph of the original product to start the byproduct that you're making. So there you go. I give it a swirl. Not too much. I put an apron on because I didn't want to get stuff on me. Okay. You have 2 options here to cover it. I have these little jar covers that I have made. I have a million of them in a drawer. You can use a piece of fabric as well, or a piece of cheesecloth. You just want something that, like fabric, is breathable. And so your air is still going to be able to get in there. If you put a piece of fabric, just tie a little piece of a rubber band from the newspaper that got delivered 25 years ago. Any way to keep it tight on there, you're set. You could get a rubber band on asparagus. There you go. So it sounds like more nowadays. That's it. So what you're going to do, stick it in a cool, dark place. I have a closet. You guys know that we have like a food closet, we call it, in the other room. I stick my weird concoctions like this in a cool, dark place so that I remember that they are there, but they are not in your face. I don't want it sitting on my counter stinking up like vinegar. There you go. So I'm going to stick this in there. And depending on your wine that you used and the temperature that it is outside, this can take anywhere from 3 weeks minimum up to about 8 weeks. So what I typically do is I'll go in and swirl it every time I see it in the closet and just make sure that it's still not doing anything funky. But I will try it. So I'll get a little spoon of it and just taste it. Does it taste like a good vinegar, or is it still really funky, alcohol-y flavored? If it still tastes like that, let it keep going and try it again in a week. Like I said, it depending on the wine. I've had it take 3 weeks, but I've had it take up to 8. Seems like 6 weeks is kind of the sweet spot for it. What do you use red wine vinegar for? You might ask that you need to make it in that. Well, one, essentially this was free because I got the wine for free. And apple cider vinegar I had. And you know me, I don't like to waste stuff. If I can make something out of it, I'm going to. I'm going to try to use correct English today too. No. The other thing about it that I enjoy. Oh, what do we use it for? There you go. Hello. Salad dressings. We do a lot of homemade salad dressings. So we do some Italian-based ones or balsamic-based ones or things like that. So I use red wine vinegar for that. My husband uses it in certain marinades that he uses for chickens and steaks and stuff like that. We also love to put it on homemade hoagie roll sandwiches, which I probably needed a recipe for you guys to just show you. It's like a good Subway sandwich, but not crummy and overly priced like Subway is now. Anyway, gosh, sign me up for a sponsorship with Subway, right? Okay, I'm being dumb today. Anyways, go make some red wine vinegar. If I remember, I will check back in a few weeks and kind of give you guys where it is now. But that's it, you guys. Boom. So take yourself some funky wine, some apple cider vinegar, and go make a vat of red wine vinegar. Like I said, you can use a Chardonnay or another white wine that I don't know the name of. Either same process, you use the raw vinegar. And it also takes 6 to 8 weeks, 3 weeks. Just keep testing it out to see what your liking is. Once it's done, put it back in your bottle. I'm going to rip this label off and label it something cute. This makes a great gift if you want to gift somebody something kind of unique that you have made. But also if you're doing like fire cider or like some of the like concoctions that are going to start to come out this time of year as cold season comes around, this is a good thing to make and add to those as well. Anyways, that is my recipe. It just has a natural oxidation. It's super simple, 2 ingredients, and doesn't really take any time because you kind of forget about it for months and months and a half. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed our video. Thank you so much for watching. And I'm going to go put this in the closet. I'll see you guys later.